Hello and welcome to another video. Today we will be talking about Cinder and the stuff that she's been doing. It is completely fucked up, messed up, and downright bad because she betrayed her friends. She tried to get Nanoless, which is a VTuber like creator for mini creators, for really big creators like Bo, Shy Lily, a few others. You name it. But today we're gonna be talking about her drama and about the things that she's done and give my feedback on it. Sorry if I'm talking weird. My mouth's been doing some weird thing as of more recently, so just ignore the way I talk. Also, I just had lunch, so I may burp a few times, so I'm sorry. And also, if I'm like heavily breathing, it's because I had something spicy. So, yeah. Let's get straight into this. Alright, we are on Twitter now. So, here we are with Nanolus talking about her situation. We're not going to read the whole thing. We're going to read most of it and kind of give my feedback. I have multiple things, multiple ways to talk about it and everything, and we'll look at the comments, see what people are saying about it as well. But here we go. So here's terminating my work with Cinder, introduction and notes. So I'll be reading most of this. I wanted to share my experience with Cinder and Red manipulating me, using me into drama while sabotaging and slandering and spreading lies about people I thought were close friends. Not only do I no longer wish to work with Cinder, but I want to share what I've endured over the years and shed light on what she has been doing behind people's backs to protect artists and friends that may experience something similar. I struggle a lot with writing this document, and I wasn't sure if what I felt and experienced working was real or just burnout. But I think this proves that I was lied to and manipulated over the course of years while working with Cinder. Note, based on working with Redacted, aka Red, or Cinder's manager, aka her boyfriend, is what I heard from, because I have read a little bit ahead, so I can just get some information down for myself. Cinder, over the years, that I am sure they speak for each other, there's no reason to believe Red was acting without Cinder's consent and knowledge. Whenever I use they or them, it refers to both of them acting as a team. English not being my first language and language barrier, I discussed the situation, my feelings, thoughts, and native English speakers who helps me put them into words, so everything is clear, without misunderstanding due to the lack of English skills. Note, any name censored here were censored because the creator in question did not provide consent to have their name revealed by the time of me posting this document. Slander and other creators, I will start by showing them speaking ill of other creators and spreading rumors. While manipulating me, that is all our best interest. In addition to spending all rumor, they also complain and accuse Bo of giving their editor too much work, resulting in the editor to not having any time for new clients, which will be important later on. The screenshots below show them showing their affection and appreciation, immediately followed up by spreading rumors and lies to make other clients problematic to manipulate any future discussions regarding commissions. So this is Nano, and then this is Red, Cinder's boyfriend and manager. Of course, I wanted to understand it better, specifically if I cancel her for the second time. Well, the redacted, so I'm just going to call Cinder's boyfriend slash manager just Red. I'm just going to go with redacted whenever there's a name blurred. She's given a lot of bias priority at GC, sometimes over Cinder. We can't really confront them about it, and plus she's gone 3D lately. Bo has been getting on our nerves for a while. She hijacked our YT editor a while ago and is constantly picking up artists that we work with. We gotten to know her better, being friends with her, but she really rubs us the wrong way with things she does. We wanted to try and safeguard our most important artist from her, since she's already taken our editor. And I don't mean taken like he doesn't work with us anymore. He does, but he has dedicated time for her now, and sometimes that gets in the way of our projects. Also, one of Bo's MV editors is the one that did the Boss Rush MV, and we're 99% sure she told him not to do any more with us, but like model art is the most important thing. That's VTuber's entire image. Hold on. Like I said, I had something spicy, so it kind of gets stuck in my throat. First thoughts here so far. So if Bo, so Bo did not take their editor and everything, right? But my specific ordeal, right, is that if you don't have enough editors, because literally I'm just a standoff creator. I don't have anybody to help me. I don't have a PR team. I don't have anything. So I'm still starting off with normal and everything. So I pretty much edit all my videos. I'm not the best editor. I am slowly getting better at editing. But if you don't have an editor, I get it that, you already have an editor and you don't want to pay another one. But here's the thing. Maybe you can learn how to edit. That's also like another thing is, but also like saying that Bo took your editor away is not true, especially if they're still working with you, like that makes no sense. But also technically Red and Sinder were trying to steal Nano away from other content creators just to have them all to herself, pretty much, is what's happening. And was talking behind, of course, a lot of content creators behind their back, which is really not cool. And to me, so far, because I've done some research before making this video, is that it seems like Sinder is just trying to get more popular, trying to get more fame, get more money. That's literally about it. Because fame gets to people's heads like real easy. So we shall continue on. Well, we love working with you. Sinder wouldn't be Sinder without Nano. Okay, but like, let me tell you the tea about the MV thing. Bo had an original song last year that had MV by her editors, and the songs flopped. Her editor met us at TwitchCon, and he was saying that he loved to work with us, practically jumping through hoops to get something planned. We managed to have him squeeze in the Boss Rush MV between his work with Bo, and he said he loved working on it. It was super exciting to work on the MV project. Now, speaking of this, I'm not going to play the songs, but let me quickly search these songs up, because I want to search up Bo's song, Bo MV. So I think this is the most recent song, 7 months ago, 8 months ago. These have 144K and 424K. We're just gonna dupe this tab, and then hold on, and then Cinder's MV had 89K, 204K. Now, listen. Yes, they did better. Like, if you can tell the difference, this one didn't do too well, this one did okay. Like, it did a little bit better, but here's the thing, right? Okay, that's a different person. But, like, why are you commenting on views? You know what I mean? Like, why are you commenting on something that did much better. It just seems to me from that is that before this all came out, it seems like Bo and Cinder were friends and everything. And it seems like Cinder is just pushing Bo down. You know what I mean? Like saying that, oh, this did 1,000 times, you know, like, oh, I'm 1,000 times better than you, this did better than yours. You know what I mean? And that's downright not cool for anybody to do. Like saying, oh yeah, saying, oh wow, I get paid more than you, you know, and you're not doing like a good enough job or some shit like that. You know, that's just not right. But as we continue, there's some context missing since we know Bo is behind the scenes, but basically we don't have an MV editor now for our Boss Rush project, which came out. We think Bo got pissed that her editor did the original MV for her friend without her knowing and did 100 times better than the original song last year. That she locked him up so no one else could work with him. And then had him make it a public tweet that he was only working with her going forward. Like a literal announcement tweet. And now she's barking up the tree for one of L2D animators, so and you and Nano model. Yeah, looking for me sounds sus for sure. It's annoying. I don't know, man. Oh, she has the way of guilt tripping people to get her way. Red asked me to cancel one of their closest friends, Bo, by asking me to cancel my work mid-progress, manipulating me into thinking it's okay. She has many connections and she'll be fine anyway. Saying somebody has many other connections, saying, oh yeah, they can get somebody else to do it. Here's the thing. I feel bad for Nano because if you're working on a project and then somebody else just comes in and says, "Hi, no, you're not working on this project anymore. That is no longer yours. You can't work on this." Like, no, let them work on the project that they're working on with somebody else because they're another client. You don't put yourself first. That's something you just don't do. Okay. She'll be fine anyway. I feel guilty about it, or worry too much. It was upsetting me that Red contacted me specifically to check on me canceling the model I had planned with Bo. Did you cancel models? I did not. Nano art delayed to 2026. I'm scared to cancel with Bo. You shouldn't. She has many connections. She'll find someone super fast. Did you already design her outfit? I remember her showing it to us at WeebCon. Yeah, I can give her the design for free as an apology gift. Exclusivity and blacklisting other creators. In my message below, they mentioned wanting to exclusive content, but they didn't want to pay for exclusivity, but rather when creators from the blacklist comes asking for commissions, they would guarantee me model work for Sinder only. And if anyone asked me for commissions, they commissioned me instead of compensant. I'm not good with big words, so I'm sorry. For not working with other creators. This felt very strange given that the one of the accusations they made was overworking their editors, yet a solution, quote unquote, to me working with other creators was them essentially overworking me to keep me from working on other projects. This message below shows their primary concern is that more non-Cinder models I make, the less valuable, quote unquote, my existing models become. It's hard to say how much this messed with my mind as an artist that by working with others, I'm somehow making my existing models less special. Following screenshots of them is setting up the blacklist saying I'm not allowed to work with any new clients and create any new outfits for Vtuber 1, specifically justifying those things by saying with each model, which I have Vtuber 1 next up on the read list. With each model, my art becomes less unique and special, therefore Cinder somehow will become less special. Screenshot below. The idea that my work as an artist and designer is devaluating my work with other people is insane and hurtful. After realizing what taking a deal with them would really mean for both my workload and my mental health, I backed out. So just from reading this, right, Sinder only wanted Nano to work on her VTuber models, but also it seems to also be downgrading Nano's art, which Nano makes beautiful art. I don't know if any of y'all have looked at Nano's art. I've looked at it before fully looking at this. I follow her, but I'm not really on Twitter too much because I don't like Twitter a whole lot. The only reason I'm on here is to cover stuff, but also just to further my growth, you know, as a content creator and streamer. But like, look at this art. Look at that background art. That is beautiful. And then this art right here, that's super good. Like, I'm telling you, these are really good. See, and like, they're just good. Yeah, hold on. We'll look at those in a minute, so we're just gonna get past some of the other stuff. But like, yeah, see? And this is all Nano's art right here. It's just, hold on, more drama. We'll look at it later. But like, this art's just, it's just really good, you know? They are a phenomenal artist. Let's get past Sinder because, yeah, we don't support that person. But like, look at that. That's beautiful. You know? And it's just crazy how good this art is. Okay, ignore that. We're gonna ignore Sinder, because fuck Sinder. But like, all of this art is just amazing. Like, okay, we're gonna get past that. Anything with Sinder, we're gonna get past. But like, see, they are doing amazing. Just absolutely beautiful art. Yeah, see? It's all Nano doing, so it's just amazing to me, you know? Yeah, see, V-card art. See? It's good art. Back here. Now, more screenshots. I mean, like, if we wanted to have some kind of model exclusive, that, what would you need to make a sustainable for you? Excuse me. Maybe you can share one of your ideas, and I can check what I think. Okay, so I got some ideas. I was driving. What are you thinking? Sorry. 1 minute. Okay, so I asked help from my friends. They don't know it's UDW. So a monthly fee calculating my monthly earnings. Also, how long would this be if this counts as modeling I already worked on? Well, I think the main thing is we're looking for are for you not to take any I can't highlight any brand new model clients, and to not make any new model / outfits with beep or redacted again. You'll still be able to work on models / outfits with all of your other existing babies, and your artwork wouldn't be affected. One of our concerns is that nano babies means nano models don't have the same value anymore. And the second is there's few people that we would just rather not be able to have a model from you. Maybe not any new babies at all. The reason why I brought this up and all is that there's been a lot of bias with another one of our partners with certain creators, and we'd rather these creators not have what makes Sinder unique, which is your artwork. Just drama. What about we can pay redacted for you, and you don't have to discount it from the next payment, and we will continue giving you lots of model work, I think, for this year right now, but you don't work with blank, blank, or blank at all again. Models are art. I don't think you've ever done anything with blank or blank before. We also have another GC label for you too, the AFK. Is there any way to add a little bit more, since blank still asks from artwork every now and then? We could do it. Like when blank asks for art, you tell her no, and then you tell us to buy another art piece. Like, so you still get a job from it. Another example of speaking ill of other content creators, after they saw us working with Shy Lily, trying to once again make an idea of working with other clients seemed like I was setting myself up for problematic people who will do me no good in the long run. To get me reconsider working with them, they also continuously kept asking my other clients' plan, for which them made antenna go up, and immediately went into slandering Lily. They constantly try to reassure me that despite the best efforts, they just happen to keep trying to bring drama in as a reason for me to go exclusive, that working only with Sinder is them trying to look out for me. Which is a hardcore tactic of manipulation. Hey Nano, do you have more plans with Lily besides just the model, like outfits, merch, or anything? Been just the model so far. Okay, her asking you for models recently just made the antenna go up. She's been acting weird towards Cinder lately, and we don't know if there's something going on. Oh, that's weird. Ever since after the V card launch, which I really wanted to get, but that's past the point. But what you considered weird lately, dipping out of collabs, they were both part of a last minute and now ghosting her messages. Cinder raided her a couple times in the past week, and Lily won't acknowledge Cinder by name. Just like weird stuff, I don't know. That's super weird since they both share the same store, lol. According to V card launch, they were talking about collabing, and I don't know what happened, but her asking you for the model after that was just weird, even though she said she didn't plan on getting a new model anytime soon. I don't know, I hate that we keep bringing you into drama. Yeah, I thought it was quite early to go for a new model, blank looking at me a bit menacingly, so I don't talk to her. Feels like you're gonna have to compete with Lily if she's ghosting Cinder and wants the same model, mama. Don't know what's with the mama part, but yeah. Which will, I don't know if this is... Okay, so this leads me to a Twitch link. We will look at that in just a minute. The idea that needed to stay informed, a gouge in competition is extremely upsetting and toxic to the competition they're referring to. To our people I thought they considered friends who were always helped and supported, and platform Sinder, which I pushed back immediately. Response was blaming other creators to imply they initiated it by trying to work with me, and that somehow justified their actions. And they imply Lily ignored Cinder when she spent over a minute thanking the raid, which you can see in this clip, which we will take a look at. Sorry for the ad.
Ignore what you just saw. Okay. Ooh! Oh my goodness! Hello! Oh! Hello, Raiders! Hello! I am playing Berserker. It's called The Last Berserker Kazan. We were sponsored, but the game was really fun, so I just kept playing for like a million more hours. Hello, everyone! Hello! The Pyropop raid! Hello, Pyropops! What did you guys do? I am low-key addicted. I usually... Okay, so most people know me for my gacha addiction, but I really like Souls-like games and similar mechanically challenged games. This game feels like a really cool... Oh, Cobblemon. Oh shit, I wanna play Cobblemon too. That's sick. What does raiding mean? Okay, so usually it's... Have you been on Twitch for a while? It used to be hosting. Well, it isn't really hosting. Like, raiding is basically throwing someone's community into someone else's chat. You know? It used to be the host feature back in the days, except when hosting, you kind of run
that Shy Lily did for sure acknowledge Sinder being in chat. And you can even look over here that there are Pyro Puff Ray, as you can clearly see, and Sinder saying we should play together, as you can clearly see. So, she did acknowledge that Sinder was in chat. So yeah. And you can see pretty much all the way up till, yeah. Yeah, see, and she acknowledged it and everything, so, yeah, so there you go. And so pretty much, Red, pretty much lied about that, about Shy Lily not responding to Cinder, which is completely false, as you can tell within that clip. And we now go into more screenshots. I'm going to read a few more and mainly kind of go over some of the highlights. It's Simply Business is something that I'm gonna go over for sure, because that's a big old one. So yeah. Okay, real. It's Cinder and Blank. You've been continually model outfits for. We have a demon update list plus final arcade reference for you soon, as it finishes. I think it is. I have an outfit Blank planned for too. As for Blank, got nothing for now, but she always comes up with something. Did you know who's rigging Lily's model gonna be Blank? Thanks Nano for, sorry for all questions, just gotta stay informed, especially when it comes to our top artists, never a break. DW, don't stress too much with side things. It's bad for, balding. I'm gonna go bald now. I'm gonna keep you in the loop about, balding, my fool. Just stupid drama. Gotta stay competitive, even when we shouldn't have to. And also, your PFP looks like a guy with a mustache. Don't go too far. Competitiveness, it can be bad. Gotta chill sometimes. Hey, it's not us. We aren't getting the models from the artists of other GC owner out of the blue and ghosting them, refusing acknowledge. Excuse me, sorry. Below, I wanted to push back and make clear I was uncomfortable on being dragged into drama. They responded by bringing up more drama and baseless claims, all while they're trying to guilt trip me. It's ironic, and it's crazy to me that I mentioned not wanting to be dragged into personal issues, only for them to do on multiple alleged drama. I really feel bad for Nano, and I get it. It's sometimes hard to just step away from people. I completely understand, because I had to step away from people who were constantly bringing up drama, and after stepping away, I feel 1,000 times better. So I completely understand them, because it's hard. It's hard to get out of those situations, because you don't want to be a bad friend or anything, it's just hard, and along with them bringing you into drama just does not help your mental health. So I feel bad for Nana, because I've been in the same situation before, with people constantly dragging me into drama. So I completely get it, and I really hope people support Nana, because she really needs it. I fully support her, and or him, or sorry, I'm trying not to mispronoun people, but I hope y'all go support her, because she really needs it. She really needs the support, and support her art. If there's ever art of her on your favorite VTubers, please go buy those products. Please go support her. Okay, We shall now continue. Okay, Cinder just wanna say sorry for stepping back on exclusivity deal. I wanted to apologize personally to you since I've only talked to Red, but I just don't want to be dragged into any personal issues like that after all the blank. Okay, hold on. Still, client will make me anxious and kind of destroyed my mental health to do this kind of deal. Just wanted to let you know I still love working with you and Red, but I'll understand if things don't work out. Because of blank, I just love my clients, that's all. I get it, Nano, and it's unfair to push this on you, but I just really confused going back and forth about it. I just get compared to her a lot, even still today, and it's like I'm always living in someone's shadow, which is completely false because the one person that we're going to look at, her name is Spite. I've watched a little bit of her content. I haven't watched a whole lot. I've seen her react to a few things on YouTube. I haven't really watched any of her streams too much. But pretty much this is completely false. Because Spite felt that with Cinder. Because a lot of people have pointed out that Spite looks a lot like Cinder. And we'll get into that. But yeah. So let's continue. Any priority over your priority over you. Also, there's not even any model for her being discussed. I just want to sleep clear-minded, and also I'm not doing her models, but at least gamer subs art stuff would be fine with me. I don't want to be 100% asshole to her. That's all. It's not me, but other people's opinions of us, and I'm just trying not to get involved in any drama that other people wanted to talk about comparing us. And literally, Sinder, you and your fucking boyfriend were bringing Nano into all this fucking drama. So, like, you're piling more drama, even though that you're the one who literally said, I'm just trying not to get involved in any drama. Bruh. Sorry about this. My mental health is just a bit weak. Same girl. I'm sorry for bringing this to you. I want to get that money. The whole situation is just kind of sucky. I just want to get along. I understand if things don't work out in quotation marks about this. It would be mostly if you hate me and not burning blank down from my list. I would never hate you. Thank you and same. I'm just an insecure bitch. I love everything we've done together, and I want to keep doing more. People saying dumb shit online just makes me stressed. Justifying their behavior by stating that they're simply looking out for me when none of this has anything to do with me to begin with, and manipulating me into being grateful for earnings, well, thanks to them, despite the loss of work from a long time returning clients and new clients. Okay, so this, I feel like, isn't crazy important. If y'all want me to go back and go over this, I can. But this is what I want to go over, is simply business. Normalizing their behavior once again by stating it's simply business to sabotage other VTubers' careers and not working with them and focus on Cinder instead. It's okay, Nana, just making your living, make a name for yourself. I can't blame you for accepting work from other big names in the industry and having very desirable talents. If you end up filling your model schedule again like was, let me know. We'll have a new replan. Some things depend on that. Thank you for understanding my side. I'll try to have our names somewhere. Just don't take this personally or anything. I still love working with you guys. And again, apologizing for trouble on your plans. I still revisit my list and see what I got. Business is business. If you want to go through their projects we talked about, let me know which ones you would want to do. This blank model, Nana, yeah, I want to take it, but I don't want to disrespect Cinder. I just want to do pretty models. No hurt feelings. Which all she wants to do. Nano just wants to make models for people. She just, to me, I love editing, and, you know, I like to do it. And so it's pretty much like her saying, I love making VTuber models and doing art for them and everything, and it just seems to me that it seems like Red, aka Cinder's boyfriend, business is business. It just seems like they're trying to make Nano just do it for work and not really for fun. You know? Because you should love something that you like to do, you know? Nano, you're freelance artist, and Blank is a long-time client, so it makes sense to continue doing work for her. I understand the logistics of it, and at the end of the day, you need to do what's best. I really appreciate for understanding my side. I do understand your side too, but sadly, it's something between you two, not me. I shouldn't get involved in this fight. I just go art better. Right, I know. I just didn't think other conversations sounded like I was going to try to make you not work with other models, like Blank specifically. Maybe I just consider the situation too much. My mistaking for thinking this way. It's okay. But are we good for real? This feels like a weird breakup and I'm stressing. Me and you are good, but I still have to tell all this to Sinder. It'll be fine. DW. I think she's still sleeping. Damage control. I'm just kind of reading ahead because, you know. Okay, yeah, it pretty much, so far from this is that they keep on bad-mouthing, Silver, um, because like I said, I read a little bit ahead, um, find closure. Yeah. So pretty much we're now gonna move into Silver's statement, my statement on Cinder and Redacted, which is mainly a lot of, which she's the one who's been, so like I said, I've read ahead of everything, so we're not gonna go through every single screenshot again, because we kind of read mainly all the way through it. But here we go. Introduction. I shouldn't have to say this, but me putting out this statement is not called for or an excuse for anyone to turn this situation into a witch hunt. My intentions for making this statement is strictly to give myself closure from the events of the past years and clarify how I've been personally affected. I debated if I wanted to even say anything after being asked if I wanted my name in the original document censored, as the situation is much bigger than just my personal experience. However, after finding out how wide and extensive this transgression were, I feel like I need to give clarity to my situation and how I was personally affected. I want to note, as others have, that the majority of the messages are from Redacted, Cinder's manager, and I find it impossible that he acted solely for his own intentions without Cinder's knowledge or consent to extent to which he has represented her publicly and professionally. So this is also just, it's both of them. It's not just her boyfriend or anything like that, you know? So we're not gonna go over all this because, like I said, I've read a lot of it already so far. You know, because we read a lot, but mainly I'm just gonna read her stuff. So I am VTuber 1 in the screenshots provided by Nano and her document. I've been friend and client of Nino for years. For years, and seeing how she is manipulated and abused by Cinder and Red makes me livid. She's absolutely a sweetheart, just wants her clients to be happy. It breaks my heart to see how she was treated like a tool and resources to be used for growth rather than talent, living person, and gaslit into somehow believing that how she was being treated was okay. I'm so proud of Nino, same here, for having the courage to come forward to affected the people with all this and let everyone know that they were unknowingly sabotaged. I've spoken to her privately, and I want to be clear, I have no ill no ill will or have hard feelings towards Nino for her involvement in this. I urge people to read this and try understanding emotional manipulation on display and emphasize with her situation. There's a lot I could say about how disgusting I find their behavior towards other content creators in general, but I want to focus on my personal experience. Sinder and I, discovering that all of this was going on behind scenes, I've been gut wrenched. I didn't know Sinder. We weren't friends, and we have barely talked. Even writing this, I do not understand why I could have possibly done warrant to level all malice and cruelty shown. In our private interactions, I was cordial as possible, but I just wasn't interested in associating with her professional or being friend. From the few uncomfortable interactions I did have with her, I had gotten the vibe that her primary goal was to climb the social and content ladder, grow her brand, and I'm fully aware how common that attitude is, and that is just how you grow in this sphere. But I personally don't have the emotional fortitude or bandwidth to friendship for express purpose of growth. For the record, I think it's fine to have a view and approach content creation, but I also reserve the right to simply not vibe with someone. I would much rather not associate with someone at all than pretend to be their friend for the purpose of growing my brand. Exactly. If you ever become a content creator, don't just become friends with somebody because, oh, they'll get me views. Oh, they'll grow my brand and shit. You at least want to be friends with them. You want to care about what's going on behind the scenes. If they let you in behind the scenes, it kind of all depends because I had actually talked to her directly was during my meet and greet at TwitchCon. I just finished my meet and greet, and I was wrapped up, and she walked directly to the screen to meet me and had someone else take a picture of us together. I was not informed of this picture or asked permission for it, and only knew about it once I saw it on Twitter later. Stopped by to say hi after my meet Wolf Girls. So this is Cinder, and this is Silver. Okay, now we're actually going to get into the actual screenshots. Also, Cinder really loved meeting you and wanted to collab, so I told her I'd let you know and I could throw you guys in the group chat if you were interested. Hello, I appreciate this the statement, but I prefer to not do collabs. No worries, hope you're having a good weekend. Aw, thanks. I'm trying to just busy a lot of IRL stuff coming up below. Sorry for not being interested in collabs. I just like to do my own thing, but I'm always open to messages, lol. I hope you find fun at the con and everything went okay. After the meet and greet, she contacted my manager at Mythic to ask me to collab with her. I told them that I would rather not collab, but accepted her friend request on Discord after turning her down. In private DM, she reached out and asked me to do merch or other various form of collab to monetize, to which I again declined. I always prioritize my mental health and peace over potential profit that would make me feel used transactionally and put me out of my comfort zone. So from this, it seems like Cinder was trying to get a quick buck from Silver. Seriously, was trying to get a quick buck. Hi, Silver. Sorry for getting back to you late. I've been super sick from TwitchCon. I guess a lot of us got sick after the last couple parties. Hope you had a good time at your meet and greet. It was nice to see you there. But yeah, no worries. If you do not prefer the stream together, my manager suggested something more like a sponsorship, merch, music, or some kind of other project together that maybe Mythic could help with if needed. I love to chat more either way. No worries, I've been super hectic and busy for everyone, lol. I hope you're feeling better. I'm really flattered by your persistence, but I'm just not interested in a transactional relationship with anyone. I hope you understand. And then now we jump to Redacted saying, like at the end of the day, this is much how we can comprehend. Just recognize, hey, Cinder's a big VTuber. She got her on her own merits, just like you did. Get along. And the marketing potential and the money they can make if they teamed up, I just know anything we do, she's watching and will take from or try to do outdo. OMG. You know, a spinning figure we have on stream. Silver's figure was announced on Wednesday, no spinning figure. Cinder's debut Saturday, everyone hears about it. Figure announce spinning figure on the screen with, you know, a command for Twitch right next to it. Silver streamed yesterday, first time streaming since Sinder debut. What spinning figure with next to it? I think it's more like waiting to recognize Sinder, even though it literally doesn't matter. It feels like this is unspoken competition between them. Like they need to one-up each other because Silver can't get along. But I also stand her point of view. A new VTuber who people say looks and sounds and acts like he becomes just as successful as you in a year. If she did recognize Cinder as an equal or a friend, then it would be like she's endorsing her quote-unquote copy, or like I've seen some people say as her quote-unquote replacement. They share a lot of the same audience too. One thing I do want to speak out on, so I know that I said in the last little screenshot, right, not too long ago, from Nano's point of view, that because Redacted said, or Red said that, you know, that there was a copycat. Well, I brought up Spite because their models look very similar. I had no idea that Silver was going through the same thing. I haven't really watched Silver, so like I don't fully know a whole lot about her. So I just now found her out, and I'm gonna give her that support. So that she needs by, you know, like subscribing and watching her content and everything. But yeah, I had a live 2D model for my birthday with Nana, which has eventually canceled. I was devastated, as Nina, who asked originally, decided to make it all new thing. She had learned, and my birthday was special at the same time. Reason given health and stress reason, which made sense given how much was Nina's plight. And despite my disappointment, I expressed my support for her prioritizing her health. I am now aware that the actual reason for her declining to work with me on my birthday model was essentially pressure from Red and Cinder. Words cannot describe how heartbroken I was. Damn. So literally Cinder made Nano decline on something for Silver for her birthday. That is scummy. That is shit. So fuck you, Red, and fuck you, Cinder. Cause holy fuck, I feel so bad for Nano and Silver. Like, what in the actual fuck is wrong with you, bro? That's so messed up. Jesus Christ. Silver, I have to cancel all the model. I'm sorry, my manager told me I have to cancel. That is the most common possible for health reasons. I've been working too hard and it's getting to me. I really apologize for the inconvenience. I was looking forward. I love your art so much. I've been excited for your new model from you. I understand though, you have to prioritize your health and taking care of yourself. If your health improves and you feel better, make sure to get lots of rest and relaxation. Hold on 1 minute. Do you know if it would be able to do next year at all? Don't feel pressured to anything, just asking. I'm sorry, it hurts me a lot too. I wish I could work on everything I could, but I believe I can still go for your model sometimes next year. Yeah, that's okay. I know you have a ton on your plate, and I can't imagine how stressful it is. How stressful it must be. Do you think you can still do gamer subs tub art? Oh yeah, illustrations are okay. Yeah, and then so we've looked at those. I don't think much of it at the time, but Cinder messaged me on Discord right before my model got canceled. She celebrated that we shared art, despite the fact that at the same time she and Red were actively working to take the potential for more away. Hey Silver, I just got your gamer sub stuff in the mail and it looks amazing. It's so cute. We both have Nano's art on our merch since she's both our model mama. Yeah, so pretty much from that, it just seems, I'll read moving forward in just a minute, but yeah, it just seems like Sinder and Red literally were just trying to sabotage somebody over something because they had a minor, not like a minor disagreement, which is fucking stupid, because just because somebody doesn't want to collab with you, you should not just hate on them. Because literally, maybe if you give it some time, maybe wait a little bit, then maybe y'all can collab again sometime. Like, you don't need to throw shade at the person because that's just fucking childish and shit. So, yeah. Sinder and Red have spent years sabotaging me for no understandable reason. I've never done anything to warrant this on other than just existing at Silver Vale. They actually sought to get my models and art cancelled, and based on the messages I've seen and shared above, seem to have not had any second thought to be so. It's hard to express how crushing it feels it is to be talked about so cruelly and maliciously without my knowing, and to know opportunities and friendship were taken away from what I can only assume is spite and insecurity. There's no end to the amount of anxiety I feel knowing that if these rumors were expressed to Nano, I have to assume they were expressed to others as well. I hope this document and evidence prevented will convince you that I'm not the person Cinder and Red try to convince people that I am. Thank you for taking the time to read this, and I hope that at any of all people who have been affected by this can get closure and peace they deserve. So please go also support Silver. She's had the struggle with this as well. I feel very bad for a lot of these victims. So please go support them because they need it. Now we're gonna move on to Spite and my experience with Cinder. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna read everything, but I'm just gonna go over some stuff. See, I've already read most of this through. It's a little bit small, so I can't read small prints, so it may have to take me some time. I want to start by saying, please do not send any hate to anyone involved in this. I only speak to wish about my experience and give more clarity on those experiences. I'm also not, so don't go hate these people. I was going to do that at the end of this video. Mainly just support the people who have been victimized and hurt by this. Mainly, I just want to get I just wanted to say some things because, I will be honest, I was a Cinder fan and this hurts a little bit. I didn't fully watch her content. I watched a little bit from time to time. But yeah, it's just, it's not cool. It's something that's not cool for anybody to be treated like this, So, yeah. Let's continue on. First and foremost, I love and admiration goes out to Nanos. She absolutely deserves for having the courage to bring this light. An artist, the backbone of our community, and taking advantage of her good-willing personality is saddened to see. So far, it seems like Nano is a really nice person just from reading the screenshots and everything, so yeah. So I understand. Yeah, so in the screenshots, the VTuber that is being talked about is very clear to me since the beginning of my VTuber journey. I've been written in a backstory and lore. I'm the daughter of Cerberus, which is Greek, by the way. I've learned a little bit in school. And through an unforeseen summon mishap, the Greek goddess Hecate and many may know Cerberus is a species of hellhound. I've always incorporated the number 3 in my design. The following quote-unquote 3 of the heads of Cerberus is in my early design, and when I was an artist, we're still learning new modeling and rigging techniques. I had opted for 2 other wolf heads on my shoulder, and sorry, I'm not really good with Greek words because they were very big, and especially when I was taking a class on them, it took me some time. So, excuse me. Pauldrons to symbolize, represent my other 2 heads. However, I repeated comments. If you were Cerberus, where are your other 2 heads? I had pushed me to use border term hellhound at the time. Fast forward to months to a year into my journey, and I started receiving harassments and berating comments in chat messages on Twitch and YouTube videos, comparing me to Sinder and putting me down from being a hellhound, making me definitively switch to the Cerberus label. Brought me a sense of relief because the last thing I wanted was to be constantly compared and harassed to at this point. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about because I'll be so honest, when I was really getting into watching VTubers, I was just looking at VTuber art, and I'll be so honest, I literally thought Spite was another version of Cinder's VTuber model, but blue. I'll be so honest. And if she is watching this, I'm sorry. I had no idea till more recently after I started watching your content. I started watching your content last year. You were making Markiplier videos, and I love Markiplier, so I was watching them. But I will show you what I mean by they kind of look similar. So we kind of know about this, so we're just going to skip over that screenshot. So as for the claims of unfollowing her and taking ideas, I debuted my 2.0 live 2D model on May 14th, 2022, and on the same day she decided to post her debut announcing for her 1.0 live 2 model. Leading up to this time, I didn't know who Sinder was at all. I had no idea she had fire in her ears or she had another hellhound. The creator space is broad, and I still stumble across content creators that are larger than myself that I had not heard of before. I never once stole her ideas, and all I ever wanted to do was try to be unique in my own way. So these claims that I was following her and then unfollowing and stealing her ideas are absolute baseless and uncalled for, which I completely understand. So if you look at the 2 models here, so these are blue, these are red, and you can kind of see within their models that they both kind of have the same ear shape. But passing forward, her posting debut trailer the same day as 2.0 seemed off, but I shrugged it off as a coincidence because things happen. However, this wasn't the last time something like this happened. There have been multiple times where I've done something and something where I have done something in either the same day or shortly after I was made aware or had discovered later that something similar has been posted, making me feel like I was being watched constantly, and tried my best to believe that it was just coincidental and not ill intent on their part. There are many times where I designed a new outfit that was really excited for, but afterwards Sinder would release outfits or models with similarities to it. I didn't think much of it at first because it was normal and have some similarities are normal. I'm not speaking to whether my designs were taken or direct reference for hers. I'm addressing the need of unprovoked tweets mentioned in the screenshot above and showing that I made these statements to make it clear that I was not stealing ideas. How can I copy something that was released / teased / revealed after my own? On July 20th, 2022, may you live, I think, my model mama and I worked on a comfy goth girl outfit. I had ripped MIT and a G-string, shorts, and spiked wrist cuffs. 2 weeks after, Sinder debuted a similar outfit. I included the earliest image that I could find of Sinder with this outfit. I received many negative comments about my design from people assuming that I copied her when I debuted it 2 weeks before. I got called off-brand Sinder and a bunch of horrible things. And I'm sorry that you got called that. That's something that's not cool. And if I had a likely guess, because when I was forming my ideas and my and some of my talking points and some of my critiques, I really did notice within this screenshot that, because I read this, that they are very, and I mean very fucking similar. Because look, the ripped shorts, G-string, a semi-ripped top. See what I mean? And it's like a complete copy, which I hate. Because that's what's confused me before I fully started watching Spite. I watched a little bit of her content. I don't watch VTubers full time, so I watch like a ton of different YouTubers and VTubers. So whenever she pops up into my feed, I just watch her. But at the time when I was watching Sinder a little bit, I saw the picture, like I said, when I was looking at VTuber pictures, and I was like, man, these look very similar, you know? And it's just crazy how that Sinder pretty much almost copied 1-for-1 of Spite's VTuber. As we continue, I discovered merchandise that she used for the Ubu market and had to do a double take because the gray and blue skin tone used in the art, several people thought it was me, and the similarities for this speak to themselves, I feel. I mean, like, look, like, do you see that? Like, how close that is? Okay. I don't know if that... Oh, no, okay. That was just me highlighting something. On April 29th, I designed the Greek goddess outfit on stream. I am a Cerberus VTuber, so it fits my lore completely. I mentioned that I may or may not get a future Greek goddess outfit because it fits my branding. About 4 months ago, Sinder debuted a Heaven Okami-inspired outfit that was white gold resembling a Greek goddess. In the background of the debut, she also included Greek columns. At this point, I felt like nothing I could come up with would be even slightly original to me. I'm aware that nothing is completely original, but I still wanted my own identity. If I had to guess, right, either Sinder saw a clip or was watching the stream and was like, oh, I'm going to steal that idea. This is all assumptions, by the way. For me, this is my assumption. This is not proof. This is not facts. Just saying. So this is what her model looked like originally, and then there's Sinder's. And do you see that? Like, it almost seems like Sinder wanted to copy it 1-for-1. And so Infinite Boba window. As you can see, she's talking about it on stream. This is her early art of it. And then if you look here, Sinder's. Okay, we shall continue. On April 20th, 2024, I debuted a new model from my model Mama, REVT. I got a hoodie with a cute design on top, and I had side bangs covering my eyes. On April 4th, 2025, Sinder debuted a sports hoodie with side bangs covering my eyes, similar to mine. And this is her debuting in April 29th, and this was on April 4th, 2025. So a year later. Well, almost, yeah, a year later. And look at how fucking similar this is. Look at that. Do you see that? How similar that is? it's just crazy how Sinder is stealing VTuber models to someone who is less popular. You know what I mean? It's just outrageous. It's disgusting. Okay, we shall continue. There are some instances that I do not have screenshots for. For example, I remember posting my first ASMR stream the day that I was supposed to do said stream. Cinder plugged her ASMR channel. I thought it was a bit suspect, but I brushed it off. I don't have screenshots of this comment and bullying that I received from her community. So, what we're gonna do is, because we're gonna do some detective work, is find it. If I can't find it, then I'll just cut it all out. Sinder ASMR. So okay, so I'm not gonna fully look at it. I'm not gonna fully watch this.
Are you tired of all the...
Shush. Okay, this was October 4th of 2023, aka 9/29/23. So this from that Twitch pod. And now we will search up Spites ASMR and see which one was first. Spite ASMR. Okay, hold on. Nope. No. Hold on. I'm just gonna copy your name. I'm just gonna copy your name. I don't want to see that in my feed. Okay, Spite VTuber ASMR. Okay, here we go. So this is her channel right here. So right here. Okay. So this was 2 years ago. This was recorded April 8th, 2023. See when hers was 9/29/2023. So months after. April 8th, 2023. September 9th, 29/23. That tells you right there that Cinder was literally copying Spite. Copying her VTuber models and copying her ASMR stuff. Which is crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Okay. So back... Nope. Wrong area. Hold on. We're gonna do that. Okay, so... I received from her community there was too much, that it became too much to keep track, and I was just starting to ignore them because I never wanted to save images of their words that hurt me. I'd even want to read the harassment comments in the first place. I just wanted to be left alone and be in my happy place. Happy in my own space. Okay, so here we go. I received a DM on January 5th, 2023. I will not disclose who the sender was without their consent. The sender expressed to me that they were getting bullied by Cinder and certain members of Cinder's community because she, too, had fire in her ears and never responded to the DM because I wanted to stay away from drama as much as possible. Hey, you popped up in my feed, and I can just say I love your design. I had a rather odd question, I suppose. Have you had any messages from the VTuber Cinder regarding your design? This may seem out of nowhere, but I'm only asking because I had an OC like a while back, and I was accused of her and others stealing her design because my dog girl had flames in her ears. Her and her fans claimed that it was exclusively her design. It was without a big ordeal on Twitter, so I wonder if anything similar had happened to you yet. I would like to clarify, I, myself, am not saying your design looks like her. I was scrolling and saw your totally awesome design. When I saw the flames near and slash in the ears, I had a flashback, so that thought to myself, oh no, so I guess this must just be a curiosity thing getting to the best of me. So it's just crazy how even somebody else who I don't really know who this other VTuber is, probably most likely smaller than Cinder as well, also got bullied by Cinder and her community. Here's the thing. One thing I will say is, people who have communities who have anything like that, right? Do not, do not, do not just go harassing people, okay? One thing I will say is you need to get your community under control. It goes for anybody. And I mean anybody that's a content creator, streamer, whatever, right? Get your people under control. Do not be bullies online, because that is not fun and it affects people massively bad. Okay, we continue. I'm just very saddened and disappointed in this situation. I had my suspicions about this, but I never wanted to be part of drama, so I kept quiet. I've also seen what happens when a creator stands up for themselves and receives major, oh my god, major backlash, even if they're in the right. So I never vocalize my concerns. I've always designed my own models. I've gotten inspiration from Cerberus with chains and spikes, Disney's Hades, and because I call myself Goth GF, I was inspired by Sam and Ember from Danny Phantom, plus many other of our goth crushes that we've had grown up. And absolutely, that is so factual, because Jesus Christ, Danny Phantom's goth girls, Jesus Christ. I just focused on myself and my friends. Meanwhile, I had eyes on me the whole time. Knowing that I was being watched and talked poorly about really hurts, especially they never attempted to interact with me. I did my best to go through and find what I could get appropriate screenshots. It's crazy because I didn't know who Sinder was until she debuted her live 2D. I just wanted to exist peacefully as a VTuber and spend my time drama-free. I woke up this morning in shock. It's terrifying and hurtful to know that someone could attempt to blacklist me when I never spoken to them. I hope going forward that no one else has to experience anything like this. Thank you guys for being so supportive towards me. I love this community so much. Please go and give love and support to all of those who have unfortunately been involved in this situation. Please support Nanolist, who has been brave enough to speak up, and the VTubers who were affected. Please support my models, my first model, Mama, that would wonderful Mayville, and also my recent model, Mama, the wholesome Ari VT. Thank you for taking the time to read this. Yeah, so it just seems from this entire situation, from Spite's POV and just from me from reading this, it just seems like Sinder was copying Spite the entire time, mainly all of her VTuber model, or like going off of similar stuff, and that's not right. You don't want to copy somebody's thing, and also Cinder's fans harassing Spite. That's just fucking messed up, y'all. Like, why? Like, keep things to yourself, you know? Because I know that we're on the internet and shit, but like, it's just absolutely fucked up to just, be an ass to somebody online. Because it really, really affects people. I hope you people understand that. So if you're a fan in any type of community, and somebody goes after your favorite YouTuber or anything, don't hate on them. Wait till the YouTuber says something about it, right? And if the YouTuber ignores it, just ignore it as well. Pretty much, just what I'm trying to get at is just don't be hateful to people online. Be respectful. Even if you think, oh, they're a copycat, like, don't just look at other people before you say something. Like, go back through their past content, go through anything to see if there's any resemblance in any type of way. Because if there's not and they're completely different from the main person, then good. Alright, we are moving on. Okay. Hold on. Okay. As we continue, sorry about that. My dad called me. This made my stomach drop to read it. It makes me very sad that to have things come out like this, sending Nano and Bo so much love. So we've looked at this screenshot before, you know. So we'll just look at some of the comments really. It's absolutely no viewing friends as a competition like this is so sad. Damn, I'm sorry for Con. Jesus Christ, dude. I'm telling you, bro. Lewd VTubers, kindest people will ever meet. This is wild. I'm so sorry, Con. This is genuinely heartbreaking. Yeah, so this person, was also in the document, that we read. So, send love to them. Tecton, so here we go. We actually have some more screenshots, a little bit. This is from Bo. But this just gets worse. Sinder, for the love of God, just take accountability and stop hiding behind your boyfriend. Bad. How can you say you didn't know? I showed you both my base model sketches from Nano at WeebCon, and we walked on stage and performed together. You were in a group chat where I shared my sadness over Nano, suddenly canceled my model after you were so close to begin a live 2D. Hold on, we'll just look over this. Begin a live 2D and rigging. Now I found out that just the day before I shared my sadness, this is the conversation that happened that ruined my month of debut prep, planning, merch, and preparation. If you want to apologize to me, please do it properly and stop hiding behind red. Yeah, so cancel models. So we look at this. This is one of the more ones I want to look at. You shouldn't be, she has so many connections. She'll find someone super fast. Did you already design her outfit? I remember showing it to us at WeebCon. Smog, Nano had dropped me as a client because her work schedule is too hectic. So, as you can tell, that literally Bo was also majorly affected because literally Sinder wanted her stuff done first. Can someone explain this? Okay, okay. So here's like the summarized, kept bias out of personal feelings section, ended up anyone to the lazy reads. So mainly what I will say is that this is mainly a big thing about her apology. I didn't want to read all over it, but I will link everything in the description and everything. So here we go. Redacted is confirmed to be manager and significant other. This is where I got, oh, this is her boyfriend. Hold up. Sinder claims that Redacted wrapped her POV to be much more struck-like / business-minded. Gave attempt to apology and takes more accountability. Per speculation, seems like she's trying to throw Red under the bus and feign ignorance. Cinder claims she was ignorant to the full extent of Red's manipulation on Nano. Cinder claims that they were responsible for only canceling one VTuber's work meditated, I believe. Note there has been 0 DMs or screenshots included in the entire document. Cinder says that she now had even less of an idea of what Red was communicating, even though there were screenshots of her admitting that she did. Admits she was jealous and upset with Bo over editor debacle. Sender claims it's just business screenshots was horribly misinterpreted and that she meant that Nano was free to do whatever she wanted. Sender claims that the name Sinder was a mix of Sin plus Cinder, thoughts of by Red, not to copy or sound like Silver, though I'm not sure who asked. Admits that she is, I don't know that word, grudge towards Silver after the consent comparison made by the community. Apologies to Silver for treating her so harshly and tried to ruin her business or deals with Nano. Says that Silver did not deserve that at all. claims that the outfit similarity with Spite are merely just coincidence, claims that she had all of those outfits ideas before Spite, no proof of screenshots shown at all. I 100% believe that Cinder copied Spite, that's just me. Says Spite doesn't deserve the hate she gets, and for merely looking like Cinder, Cinder admits fully to being cheater, betraying her boyfriend with Rain, which is another VTuber, by the way. Cinder claims misactions were due to being young and having no friends. Seems that Red was the boyfriend that got cheated on, yet no direct confirmation. But everybody says that Red is her boyfriend, so I'm going to go with that for now. This is mainly everything that Cinder has said. Well, in the screenshots along with Red are pretty much all true. So, but some of this is still alleged. You know, Cinder wrote a personal apology to every person involved: Nano, Bo, Sack, Cotton, Lily, Silver, Spite, Peaches, Rain, and her community. That was the end of the document. My personal thoughts, if you care. This document was a horrible attempted, absolutely, which I read a little bit of it. Throwing her boyfriend under the bus for both shared issues they've caused, which I predicted would be the direction of this document. The whole ordeal makes me quite sad, knowing how many people felt hurt by this. I don't believe anyone is going to approve or enjoy reading this whatsoever. Sad. Which is why I'm kind of using this, so I don't have to go over it. So if you think, hold on. Okay, I think that person's joking, but I think it's gonna change me for what to take on Fansly route. It's my own. By the way, like I said, I don't fully Cinder's career. Okay, so we're gonna look at some of the stuff that she apologized for, because that wasn't fully talked about. But I do want to see some of her apologies to everybody. So let's look at Nano first. I'm sorry I let things to get to the point or even entertain the thought of you working exclusive with me. That's not fair to you. I want to be here without you, and I wouldn't have been able to do most of what I've already done without you. I felt overly attached to our relationship over the past 4 years, and loved your work so much that I wanted to make myself exclusive to your art. That should never sought those feelings and I don't know how to say that word. I'm just gonna get past it. Everything you ever worked on for me, always so perfect, and I lost sight of how everyone else around me would have felt. I had no intentions of pursuing you into anything, but looking back on my clouded judgment, I can see how my messages felt that way. When I've talked about how my model has helped you improve, I meant that was looking back on how far we've come together. We've been friends for so long, and I cheered each other on when we both started growing and getting more opportunities like plushies, figures, etc. You had been my exclusive artist for full live 2D models for the majority of my time as a VTuber. And of course, I would have been sad if you didn't want to continue that relationship, but in all of our other private DMs, I was okay with you ultimately doing the what's best for yourself. I saw you as someone I trusted and loved, and wanted to make sure you were still taking care of yourself with all the projects you took on, mine or otherwise. I never saw you as a business partner. I thought I was reassured that I'd always be understanding if you wanted to move on to other projects. I've generally appreciated our friendship. I've always saw you as a close friend, and I'm sorry for what I put you through. Yeah, to me that did not seem well at all. Me personally, that you kind of just fucked them over, but also to me, when you betray somebody that's a friend of yours, you can't earn that trust back. It's just gone, you know? Okay, so we're gonna mainly read some of these. We're not gonna read all of these, so yeah. Mainly I want to go over the ones that we saw, you know. So yeah. But also mainly my voice is starting to hurt because I've been talking, so I may literally like put these into like thing and we can go over it. How about this? Let's just highlight this and do the fuck it, I'm using Google fucking Translate. Google Translate. Fuck it, I'm not dealing with that shit. Yeah, there we go.
Since the start, I've always admired you and how genuine you've
Sorry,
always
my
been
voice
to
is starting to
everyone.
hurt.
I wouldn't be here without you, either. I'm disgusted with myself for buying into the narrative that my friends were competition. I've never had such genuine friendships in my life. Especially with you. We've gotten to know each other so well online and in person. You've already been through so much and the last thing I'd want to do is cause more harm. But I did. I'm sorry for not reaching out sooner about these ideas that were put into my head. I wish we would have been able to talk about this, too. I didn't know about the severity of things that had been said and theorized about my own friends behind my back until now. It's my fault for not realizing the things Red was saying about you. The countless friendships I've made here within the last several years mean so much more to me than him in the business side of things and his way of thinking. No amount of popularity or money means more to me than the relationships I've built in this community. I've always been myself, whether that be on stream or in person. And I hope the friends I've made can understand I'd never condone this behavior or any of the things that were said about my friends. I've always wanted everyone around me to thrive and find happiness. I can't stress enough how disappointed I am that I didn't see this sooner, until it got to a breaking point. I'm sorry, Bao.
Yeah, so pretty much, yeah, that's no. Cinder, you literally had your boyfriend. Like, both of you were talking about it together. So just no. Just no. We're just gonna go to this one, because, I forgot, yeah, no, I don't have them in my list. But yeah, so we'll do Lily, because, that is the next person we're gonna look at and read.
I'm so sorry you had to get dragged into this. It's my fault I let it get this far, but I hope you can believe me when I say I had no knowledge of Red bringing you up in Nano's DMs. I just learned about all this myself, and there could have been so many other friends affected by the narrative that things always had to be competitive. If I knew Red was trying to exclude specific friends in this exclusivity deal, I would have spoken.
Okay, no, I'm just gonna stop it right there, because literally, like I just mentioned, her and Red were already talking about this, so, you know. So, yeah, so now we're gonna go over to Silver, yeah, just no.
Since the start, I loved that I saw someone else sharing so many similar interests to me, and I thought maybe someday we could talk about it all and be good friends. I was blinded by all these hate comments around me calling me your lesser half. I hate the person I've become towards you. I tried reaching out some time ago to try to start up a friendly conversation to change things and make things right, say hi to you at conventions, and support your endeavors. But despite all that, I was still being eaten alive by my own doubts and fear or harassment. I was pressured by the community as a whole to try reaching out to collaborate since I got these messages so often comparing us, and I hope we could work something out. The photo of me at the meet and greet was taken candidly and I thought it looked so cute, and I posted it without asking you, which was wrong of me. I was so wrong for letting everyone get in my head about all these malicious feelings. I'm so sorry for any opportunities I've taken away from you. I'm sorry, Silver.
To me, that feels like compared to you both. Like, no, Silver's the person who said that I've been compared to by, like, her, and it's just, you know, it's just, yeah, and it's just, yeah. It's something that isn't cool or anything. But yeah, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm flipping through a lot. So Spite's the last one we're gonna do. And then because overall this is just not a great one. At all.
I'm sorry I had assumed things about your design that weren't true, and I'm sorry you've been harassed by commenters needing to compare us. And I apologize for the way Red spoke about you to Nano. You didn't deserve any of this, Spite. I'm sorry.
So one thing I do have to say is that if you see on like Twitter or watching other people's content, like your friends or anything like that, I feel like with this one, Cinder should have just literally like should have like, I'm sorry if you've been harassed by commenters. I feel like you should have told your community to not hate on Spite and everything. So it's just kind of uncool, personally. So, but yeah. Okay, now we're just gonna highlight Shy Lilies because my throat kind of hurts and my throat's been pretty dry. So yeah, we're just gonna copy. We're just gonna copy Shy Lily's thing and see what she has to say. Ah, shit. Okay. Or will it not translate? Hold on. English. Okay, it looks like we may have to. Oh no, no.
The absolute audacity to sit here and continue to manipulate and gaslight is absolute insanity. The pain and mental torment you've caused to the ones closest and most supportive of you has been devastating, and I have never been so heartbroken and hurt so badly for my friends. You are the fakest person I've ever had the displeasure of supporting, reading, and hearing of how you've really viewed me behind my back. Not just through screenshots of your man, but also your very own messages while having to sit here and read through these bullshit lies you spin makes me want to vomit. To claim that you didn't know a single thing and had zero awareness of what your man was up to when everyone who's shared even a single moment with you knows that you basically operate as the same person, sharing every waking moment while loving to jump at the slightest opportunity to turn into your most slanderous self as soon as the opportunity was given. Even when talking about your friends is sickening. I have experienced your own actions without Red, in a situation where in your own screenshotted words, you express a pressure to live up to what Lily is, and proceeded to throw one of your most loyal and supportive friends under the bus after months of continuous planning just because you consistently chose business over friends. Never feeling bad for failing them, just to earn the bag and compete with me over a V-Card collab that you rescheduled to be on the exact date your friend needed you to keep an important promise. You actively lied about it to them, instead blaming ME for a collab you rescheduled, adding me to the pool of excuses to save your ass, when you realized you were being a bad friend. Why blame me for choosing to miss an obligation you agreed to? On one of the most important days in that friend's career? Everything you do is out of competition through your constant need to one-up the people who are the sole reason you even have these opportunities and platforms to earn from to begin with. You're welcome, by the way. You claim that it's just business. Well, in the business world, there has to be accountability, and all you've done is try to shove it away and admit to nothing. In true narcissistic fashion, you're only feeling sorry about yourself and your own consequences in your career and try to salvage it. I'm sorry for everyone who looked up to you as an inspiration, and I'm especially sorry for your fans. Pyro pups deserve better.
Well said. Well said. Well said by Shy Lily. But yeah, pretty much this was well. I completely understand why Shy Lily is extremely upset. So I completely get it. So but yeah, I'm gonna link everybody except for Cinder, of course. But you can just search up her apology through other people if you want. But pretty much that's all I have to cover. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming out. I will link everything in the description. I will link my socials as well if you want to continue watching me on whatever or seeing what I'm up to on Twitter. Thank you so very much for watching. Thank you for taking the time. This is the full thing. But yeah, and enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, tell me your feelings. But yeah, there you go. Bye bye.